Hey guys, how's it going? It's Philip with Trade Genius. All right, this video we're going to discuss Bitcoin. We're done with the consensus week, conference week, and so now a lot of people are looking for a bounce since we didn't get it during consensus. But I want to talk about our downside risk actually here. And notice our indicator is fired short, so I want to talk about that. And guys, this indicator is pretty deadly on the daily stuff. It fires here. We got a big move up there, pulled back and moved a little higher. Told us to go short here. Sure enough, a big drop down here, and then we told us to go long, and we got a nice move back up here. These are decent sized moves, guys. If we go back to the top of the trend, look at here, fired short there. That was a huge move down. So this thing is, when this thing fires, you have to pay attention. It signals big moves up and down. So with high probability. So if you want to get this indicator, guys, head on over to Trade Genius Academy, special number 1, $3.99. We're even going to throw in the Crypto Express if you sign up in the next 24 hours or so. And that'll email you when this thing fires, so you don't have to be glued in front of your computer screen. And that'll work on 45 different cryptos. Also, some of them will be 1 hour time frames on the more liquid ones. Otherwise, you're looking at 4-hour and daily signals on 45 plus different cryptos. So check that out. All right, let's get into this chart.
Trade Genius.
All right, so let's look at this on a daily. Nothing's really changed other, we're still in this, basically this pennant formation, right, that we have here. And so that's basically the ball field that we're playing in. And so what we're expecting this thing to do is to, continue to consolidate more or less in this range until we break out of this either up here, which is going to send us to 11,700 in all likelihood, or, and I'm not really biased to this being, breaking down, but you're essentially going to be retesting these lows here around 6,000. And if that breaks, then you have these two fib targets that would come into play. But still leaning toward this thing busting higher because of the increase we have so far in volume. And I expect that essentially this would start rising as we head into summer. And that's usually the playbook if you look at things seasonally. So getting back to where we are now, we have these support and resistance levels. So this is what we're looking at. If we cannot clear, and we had this nice bounce. Now we were looking to get long down here around the 78.50 level. It did turn up because we did have this wedge and this trend line. However, I don't think we've cleared the woods yet as far as this descending wedge, which is a very bullish formation. And kind of the longer you spend time in it, the better the move is coming out of it. So for this weekend, this is Saturday, we need to see this 83.50 level essentially get cleared, which would bring into play this 87, basically 8,800 level. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. If this, now you can see price came up and hit its head on it and pulled back a little bit currently. We're about, time of this recording is about 1:38 p.m. Eastern. This is probably a little bit more clear on, you can see it here on the 4-hour chart. Came up to that level and has pulled back. That also coincided roughly with the WMA 65, which is the level we look to see resistance at when we're downtrending if we clear the WMA 20. So that's happened, that's pulled back. So now is we have to wait and see. So if you're currently long off this level, if you got in around 8,000, I would be trailing my stop up here, and basically this pullback here should hold and move higher. You don't really want to see all your profits evaporate, because if this rolls over, it's probably going to be looking something similar to like that kind of move. So, and this kind of move. So you're gonna, if you got profits locked in here, you want to make sure you protect them. If it does move higher, you can always get back in, because that's going to change things. Then now we're going to be looking at higher targets, and you can buy a pullback and get back in. So better to be pretty defensive when we're in a downtrend like this. All right, back to the daily chart. So if this does not move up past this level and rolls over, I think this lower level at 7,800, 7,850 is going to come into play and I think that's going to be a pretty key spot. Definitely want to get long myself there, and then see if we can break out of this upper trend line. And I think once we do that, then the measured move, and we've showed this before, your measured move is going to be the size of the wedge where it starts. And let's just say for example, we break out on this point here. That's going to take us up to this level at about 9,200. So that would be, 9,000, 9,100, 9,200. That's going to be your area of target for the move. But we'll get into that once we see that breakout of that. And that should be a pretty sharp move out of that wedge. So that's what we're looking at, guys. Those are your levels. And, so plan accordingly, plan your stops accordingly. And, but we kind of got to this, we got a short signal. So I'm still thinking we're going to roll over and test a bit to the downside, but I don't think it's a huge, I think this is going to be pretty stout resistance or support here. If that does break through, and it does on volume, then it's this level here, guys, this trend line down here. Then you're looking at 7,000. So stop should be fairly tight in this level. If we do get this rollover down to this level, you shouldn't allow it to drop more than a couple $100 against you, and then reload down here. If you're short, this is probably a good spot to get short, because your stop's going to be pretty tight up in here for a short trade. So all right, guys, that's my take on it. We will update this, let this percolate for about 48 hours, probably run an update on Bitcoin price action Monday morning. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Take care. Bye.
Trade Genius.